Okay, folks. Wow. Everything's woke up in style and there's no internet.
Yeah, as I say, you may have to wait for
Oh no, the internet is working, it's just not got much internets on it. Oh, chats are up. The chat is back up. Oh, the stream is back up. Yay! Working on updates, 100% complete. Excellent, that's what we needed, wasn't it? The propensity for Windows Update to update while you're in the middle of using the machine on a live stream is incredible.
Yeah. Sod's law.
The machine's still booting up, EC. It's getting there. As you can see. It's decided that a Windows Update is crucial right now.
It did that on my laptop this morning.
To be fair, your laptop hadn't been switched on for I don't know how long, so it probably was crucial.
I say, I powered it up at 4:45.
Can you stop your train?
Yeah, I'll stop it at the tunnel.
My word, it's still going.
We are stopped at the tunnel.
Active hours don't really help me, Ben, because I stream potentially at any point in the day. It's just really uncanny, the awesome knack that the system has for picking the wrong time.
Yeah.
Once this machine does something, the one with the blue screen, then we can get Discord voice back up and running again. Until then, we're a bit limited.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask you is, do these cameras actually work these days?
Those two do. That one does most of the time, that one does not.
I say it's whether it's worth just taking them out and get rid of them.
That one definitely. Or that'll take it down and maybe we can salvage a static camera out of it or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't turn anymore, it only goes up and down, and half the time it doesn't respond, so it definitely shouldn't be up there.
Oh.
The other one I think works.
Yeah.
The one beside you I think works. I'll talk to John, he'd know whether he would use it. That's not a bad shout actually, Gouge, I might do that. I mean, when I do the 24-hour stream, when I used to do 24-hour streams, it wouldn't have helped me, but I don't really do them anymore, so that might work. Afternoon, Stevie. We're just recovering from a power cut. Slowest Windows update ever.
Well, there's a surprise. Yeah.
If you happen to spot a Dean Goods while you're digging, keep it to one side. There's two there somewhere. A Great Western green one and a BR black one that's never been out the box.
Yeah. Chromecast?
Empty box, I think. You've got two of them.
Seagate expansion, portable drive. Christmas decoration.
Oh, here we go, restarting. Hey. Gouger, the signals are, it's kind of the answer to that question is both. So they are controlled by virtue of allocating blocks. John is in charge of allocating blocks and routing trains. The signals then automatically set themselves based on what's allocated in front of them. So if John sets a route from a signal to another signal, that signal will go yellow, and then if he sets the next one on, then the first signal goes green, the next one goes yellow. So he doesn't have to actually set them to particular aspects, or feathers, or route indicators, or anything. That's all done automatically. But John will set up all of the routes around the layout. Oh, we're still working on updates. Can you hear me? All right, folks. Can you hear me? Audio coming through. Hey, Captain Jenks.
Oh, Captain Jenks.
Goody good. Rebooting again.
Oh. Me. Doodle-doo, doo-doo. Oh, beeped again.
I think the other one's on reboot cycles. Yeah, I'm sure we can get some steam out, Captain Jenks. Essentially, Gouger, but it's kind of both, because the track circuits are managed in the software rather than being electronic. That way they can be redefined easily enough if you want to, or rather than hardwiring everything, the software maintains what's going on. There's no occupation sensing, so it doesn't know where trains are.
That's what the dispatcher's job is.
They're getting Windows ready, working on more updates.
Oh God.
This is going to be so new. If you imagine that there are two core functions of signalling systems, one is to say where you can go because the signaller has routed you there, and one is to say where you can't go because there's a train there, then essentially this system does the first but not the second. John's job is to say where it can go, and then everybody's job is to work out where they can't go. And then we all blame John if we get it wrong.
I found this. Is that Cameron's old camera?
No, that's not Cameron. That's possibly a visitor's camera.
It's a Nikon. No idea. Not a clue.
It doesn't count as creative, Agent Bacon, because we're playing with the railway, not building it. Or to be honest, what we should be in is a Windows Update channel, because that's apparently all we're going to get done. So until they added the IRL channel, we weren't actually allowed to stream this on Twitch. But since they added IRL, we can. Otherwise not. I used YouTube and it was horrible. Oh, come on. Let me get the layout up by this machine. It will do. Oh, no, that won't help us at all because the VPN's on the other one, so John can't log in. We just need you to hurry up, computer.
Yeah, I say the track power came back on and the signals came back. I wonder if that's what happened before. We'd had a bloody power cut, and when the power cut came back, the track power came back on and the signals, but nothing else. Because the auxiliary light's not come on. It's on now.
Captain Jenks, the latest announcement, remonetisation. Prefixing it by the fact that that VPN connection will be worthless, EC. The machine's not even booted. Why did I wait until now for the update? Because we weren't planning on doing an update, BMJ, but when the power cut cycled, it seems to have decided now is a good time for it without asking us. Right. Where was I? Yeah, so bearing in mind that I'm above the threshold, so it doesn't actually affect me. In fact, if anything, I benefit from the change because it will put more money or advertising in the hands of the people that are remaining. I actually think it's a really good thing overall. I think that YouTube was at risk of losing their entire monetary income because advertisers would just deem the platform too unstable and pull their money away from it entirely. Not if you don't know whether you advertise, if you're going to get put on a dodgy video, then you don't put your money there regardless. And so I think longer term, slightly medium term, longer term, YouTube are at risk of losing everything. So for everyone who's complaining about it, I think that's worth bearing in mind. Yeah, it's a real annoyance that there's a number of people that were on the cusp of it or are now getting cut off because of it, and that's a pain, but I think it's a necessary evil. Again, it's easy for me to say because it doesn't affect me, but it's this YouTube was in a bad place. YouTube was in a very bad place, and I think a lot of people. One of the things that I've seen a lot of people talking about is they're saying YouTube don't care about broadcasters and all the rest of it. What everyone needs to remember is that it's not YouTube that pays all the broadcasters. It's the advertisers that pay the broadcasters. And so if the advertisers wander off, there is no YouTube. So the advertisers are really, really important. And if they don't like what they see, they just won't do it. Thing to remember though is it means that it'll get rid of a lot of the rubbish. A huge amount of the people that are complaining are people who are broadcasting pirated stuff anyway. And there's a smallish number of channels that are still, doing really good stuff, and they'll grow. So it's no different to when you used to have to work quite hard to become a partner with Twitch. Well, YouTube already has YouTube Red, which is the Netflix subscription type model, Britannica. And the other option is that they just make the entire of YouTube a Netflix type thing, in which case you get your money through that. But I don't know. I kind of like it the way that it is with the advertising thing, because the thing is, if they were going to pay, if it was a Netflix type model where you paid for it, then you could do it. Then they would also be really picky about who they included in that. It's a bit like YouTube Red. You have to be, to upload content specifically for YouTube Red. Svadmaster, and these are a mix of Hornby and Bachmann primarily. There's some Heljan, Dapol, and then there's a bunch of European manufacturers. Right, let me get the railway up.
Have we got John back yet?
No, Discord has decided that it needs to do an update.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. John, you should be able to jump back on the VPN now, hopefully. So overall, like I said, I think the change is a good one. I think they needed to do something. I think it's definitely worth uploading your stuff to YouTube, Captain Jenks. Just keep uploading, keep building it. The other thing you could do is to switch to Twitch. I don't know if you guys have seen the new video producer update that Twitch have just put out. There's some interesting stuff in there. They're really trying to compete now with YouTube for video on demand. I still don't think they're there yet, but they're definitely making another big step in the right direction. And why are you complaining? And the other thing is the oh, of course. Oh, tell me the pie didn't die. I'm confused. And they've also taken a bunch of there's like the likes of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye are now going to be uploading a lot of content to Twitch exclusively as well. So I think that bringing the likes of those guys across to Twitch is going to have a big impact on the number of eyes that are looking at Twitch. So I'm really excited by what that means for people uploading video game stuff. I think that could be, you could almost see Twitch turning into the video game on demand and streaming, and YouTube being a lot of other stuff. And that's not a bad thing at all. That could actually be a really good way of turning out, as long as Twitch up their platform, which they seem to be doing on a regular basis now. Because like I said, they're not there yet, but they're definitely making a lot of improvements. Oh, what have we got here? Why is it complaining? Shouldn't be complaining. Right, the railway network is coming back up. John, hello? Are you there?
Yes.
Hey.
Welcome back, John.
We're slowly getting it back up and running again.
You?
I think the bottom line, Captain Jenks, is that with any sort of these video things, you shouldn't do it to get money back, because YouTube is not the platform to do that anyway. If you're doing it for the enjoyment of it, then that shouldn't be affected by this. Yes, okay, it's good to want to be able to get the money back for it, but at the level that they're cutting off, it's like $1 a day or $1 a month or something like that are being affected. It's really people are not in theory earning very much anyway. So it's the one thing I do think they should do is for everyone that's got more than say $10, that's kind of like someone I was speaking to had like $60-70 and she hasn't quite made it to the threshold and was about to get to that point where she could actually get that paid out, but now she's going to have to wait even longer. So that money is just going to keep building up and building up. I think they should be just pay those people out, to be honest. Otherwise, people are when they are building up funds, they're seeing that you're just about accessible. Oh, that'll be a nice treat. Boom, taken away from me again. Energetic Shadow, yes, the IC is still broken. We haven't had time to look at it. That's sort of a lot of the repair stuff is going to come in when the weather warms up, and sort of someone can sit out in the garden and work on that stuff, because there's not really room in here to do that. Not while we're playing. Right, the railway's up, John. Good. I think we got trains running again, though. The other one. No, it's taking a new idea. Discord voice is pretty bright. We're not hearing anything from you, John.
How about now?
Oh yeah, now we can hear you, but yeah.
You're badly broken up.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's this end or your end.
Oh, that was a lot clearer.
I'm getting a solid green on OBS. Right, Spud Master, how is it all controlled? Let me just get the camera train running and then I will answer that question.
Is there anything in level 8 loop?
You've only got one running train at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got a red detection in level 8.
That just means the power was flipped when power went off. Oh no, it means it flipped when it's come back on. Just reset it.
Okay, got greens in 0 and 8 now.
Yeah, there's only the 37 running because the camera train was still in Victoria when it died.
Okay, well I've reset the level 8 reverser, so hopefully it runs through.
Should do.
I'm going to find out in about 15 seconds.
Yep. When the 37 stalls.
Right.
Well, it's gone round the loop, no problem.
Oh yeah, it's all computer based, Spud Master.
Yes, and I connected via VPN and Discord. I'm 225 miles from the layout. I'm busy changing points.
Yep, that reverse loop worked fine.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going down to level 4. When I go down to level 0, can you put me back where I started? On the inner line,
Yeah. I can
behind
do
the
it there.
33.
Yeah, that's cleared for you.
Right, just coming through Kimberley.
Yeah, got your vision in Kimberley too.
Yeah, I'm just firing the camera train back up again, Boom Chanka.
Going down into 0.
Yeah, approaching the tunnel. The inner loop is set.
I'm on the inner loop.
Right.
And stopped.
Right. Inner loop is now isolated, so we're running through on the centre loop.
I'm just heading out of Victoria.
Okay, let me give you a signal out onto the main line.
I think all the main manufacturers have got DCC now. Even if all they've done is licensed other people's kit.
I think it'd be commercial suicide not to go that way.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest advances that I've seen at exhibitions over the years is now with the advent of JMRI and people using their mobile phones. You can have operators out the front of the layout actually talking to the public
And driving
rather
trains.
And driving trains, rather than sitting behind the scenery backboard,
Yep.
talking to their mates and drinking coffee.
Yep.
It's made it a lot more hands-on.
Very much so.
So I'm using, I mean, I'm driving off the camera, slide mastering. So the delay on this feed when the Wi-Fi is working well is, I don't know, less than a second. It's a custom system based on Raspberry Pi. So there's actually a Raspberry Pi computer on board the train. And then it's just using a camera and streaming it wirelessly over the Wi-Fi, and then I'm using the other side of the system to capture it on this PC and then stream it over the network. Heading down to level 0.
Yeah, you're clear through 0.
Hi, Transform. John, I just want to show off the feather. Can you just route me as if you were going to put me back in the underground?
Okay, yeah.
So this signal's got a left feather on it, so you can see he's cleared the route, so it's gone red. And when he resets it and it clears, it'll go green with the feather, or yellow with the feather. There you go. So if you reset that and put me the right way, John.
Yeah, I was looking at that new company, Absolute Aspects, because they do a dual feather, or they do multi-feather signals, so you could actually replace that with a dual feather to show whether you're going into the back 4 lines or whether you're going into the inner loop.
Yeah, there's lots
Send
of
me a link.
possibilities.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to that, Pete.
Thank you.
They're very, very active on Facebook as well. And they've decided to specialise on 00 and O gauge. I think 10 gauge is too small for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen some of their stuff on Facebook.
They were at the NEC as well at Worley,
Yeah.
and it does look very nice.
Yeah. What's your next exhibition, John?
Got a feeling there's one next weekend, but I need to check
Right.
if that's happening or not over in the Forest of Dean.
Oh, right.
That Bruce comes out to.
See you there, Captain Jenks.
Right, can you release me from platform 3, Kimberley, please? Going down to level 0.
BMJ, John knows the location of the trains purely by virtue of he's got 2 extra cameras he's got access to which are not streamed, and they're also pan tilt controllable cameras, so he can turn them and look where he wants to. And using those he can see what's going on fairly well in real time. But no, the network display doesn't have that. Energetic, the tracks are Pico for the
I'll
most
see the
part,
points, John.
as in PECO. As far mastering, yes, more than one person can control trains. It wouldn't really work over Twitch because the delay over the Twitch is, you know, sometimes up to 10-20 seconds. But yeah, we normally have, over a major operating weekend, we can have in the line of 9 people operating the layout. Gets a bit snug in here with that many people, but this isn't an exhibition track for Shankar. John's got, he belongs to a model railway club, and they've got an exhibition track that they take round. But this one is literally bolted to the walls.
Yeah, our N-gauge layout is 24 feet long and 2'6" wide, so it breaks down into 6 sections, and it all fit in a reasonable size estate car or MPV,
Yeah.
including the legs. Our previous 00 gauge layout required 3 cars or a large van to move it.
Oh, crikey.
and 5 people to assemble it. 2 people can get Brinscombe up and running in just about an hour.
Yeah, I can well believe that.
The person in the middle was my dad. It's his layout. BMJ, who is John? When John is not around, anyone can operate the points, but we've got the control panel behind me. That is the main one for running normally. This layout, I don't know, 20, 25 years, Corvan, it's a long time. It's like a part-time project. How old is the track? I just said 20, 25 years. The track was one of the first things that went in. The level 0 track, the loop down there, was the very first thing that went in. There's not really any work going on at the moment, walking talking. It's more about looking at the anything which isn't, like there's one or two points which don't work reliably when we remotely control them. So we're going to work on that. There's locos. It's more about the operations side of it now. I mean, there's bits and pieces still that could be done, but for the most part, the layout's where it is. Don't you need to obey the signals? Because kind of. It depends what signal it is. So if it's Victoria Junction, then you absolutely must obey it, because otherwise you'll derail. The through signals, we generally don't. It depends what we do. So if we're running an operating weekend, we'll probably try harder to operate the signals correctly, but on a weekend like this, we're just driving trains because we know roughly where the other trains are and where we're routed and where we can and can't go. There's a standard. It depends what you mean by a standard. We've got a number of different standard locos. There's a standard 5 in the yard. There's a standard 4 tank. Sorry, John.
I was going to say the other problem is that the dispatcher can't keep up with changing the signals in real time, so the routes tend to get left set until they're not needed. But you must not set a complete circle loop, otherwise the system goes into meltdown.
Yeah, I thought I'd fix that, but
it still goes into meltdown if you put a complete loop in.
I know it does. It's annoying. It's got a detector in there that detects a loop and supposed to stop it, but clearly doesn't.
I think that if you set the main line in a loop, it's okay, but if you do some of the more fancy routing through the backer level 4, I think it gets a bit confused. Yeah, again, it shouldn't matter, because what it does is it looks at all the point IDs and sees whether it ends up with the same one in there twice. How do you change the points from John's location? So he's connected over a VPN, and then he's running exactly the same software that we've got here, which then means he's got the big layout diagram and he can just click on the points on his screen exactly the same way. I haven't seen many tank engines. Well, there's at least 5 panniers around, but not all on the layout. My 4MT, I think, is running round.
Yep.
There's another little saddle tank engine in the shed, 6806, that I spent the whole of one running weekend shunting with. Where are you at the moment, Dad?
I'm waiting to go down to level 0 and come back up again. Now that you've gone, I can go.
There you go, there's a tank engine, so I've mastered them.
And, much to the dismay of many, I would guess, it's about time to knock it on the head.
Okay. Well, do you
I'm
want to
just
put
going
yours
down
back
to
in
level
Victoria?
0, John. When I come back up, can you put me in stabling B at Victoria?
Okay. Where's the Camel train, is it?
Back
Here
at-
at Victoria
It's
Junction,
just cleared Kimberley, going
not
up
past-
to Cameron.
Yeah, I'm not past the junction yet.
I guess the other thing, I saw someone saying they come at the wrong time. the Easter running weekend is coming up, and that's an awful lot of streaming.
There's an awful lot of streaming, an awful lot of trains. We make an effort to chop the chains around a lot more.
I'll drop Havoc a line as well and talk to Ian, and we'll sort out some themes for different sessions.
Yeah, why not? All for it.
Yeah, and so many folks, if there's any trains you want to see, then over the Easter weekend, then shout, and we'll make sure we put it in the list. You watch down on the left hand side there, all the way down on level 0. No idea, Boomshanker, is the only answer to that question. No idea.
I've cleared the point coming in, John.
I think part of the problem with that is that it's built into the shed, so it's kind of difficult to sell it.
It is a bit, yeah. Even just in terms of rolling stock, it would probably take a year to value it all.
It's also worth pointing out for people who haven't watched before, not all of the stock actually belongs to Matt and Pete. There's a number of items. I've got a small fleet of stuff there.
Yep.
There's a couple of others, Haddock and his dad.
John, Robert,
there.
Mike.
Robert, Mike. So there's a lot of visiting stock that is permanently stabled there, mainly because people haven't got their own layouts to run it on.
Yeah.
When my
Very
mum
grateful for it.
up our 00 layout, I was left with a load of 00 stuff that I had no home for.
Yep.
So rather than lugging it up each time we come up for a running weekend, it stays there all the time.
Yep, I'm very grateful we are.
Right.
Well, it's only going to collect dirt down here. Let me drop all the points out here. Frozen Junction at Victoria. So the main line is set up to go round and round, even though I'm dropping all the routes out.
Right, the 4 MTs now at the correct end of the train, ready for departure.
What's that? That's in stable in B.
B. Yep.
140. That one seems to be running better down these road tyre because it was a bit lumpy before.
Yeah. It certainly runs well now.
Right, all the routes are cancelled.
Thank you. And a big thank you to all those that have watched.
Yeah, thank you very much, folks. Leave it there. Right. I'll give you a quick look at the camera train. Hang on a minute. That's the camera train. Raspberry Pi buried in there. Yeah, the CCTV cameras are EC's eyes. Yeah, that's why I showed those. That's a Class 121 chassis, Raspberry Pi 0W, a 2000 milliamp hour battery, and a small 8 megapixel camera. Alright folks, well thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for trains and stuff, and until then, take care, see you everyone, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, thanks again, John, for helping out this afternoon.